Hi, welcome everybody. I'm Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com. I got a special guest here today, Mr. Doug Upstone. We worked together many years ago, and we're getting back together here. We're going to do this show once a week on Mondays, and I hope you folks enjoy it. Today, we're going to be covering Major League Baseball. We're each going to give you a free pick for Tuesday's card. Keep in mind, folks, we are recording on Monday evening, and these lines are subject to change depending on when you view the video. Anyway, without further ado, Doug Upstone, how are you, my friend?
Ross, I am absolutely fantastic. It's it's great to be back. We what couple of years we did some stuff like this together.
We did it for
on
SBR.
a regular basis.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And I think we had more fun than what everybody else did. That was working the show, but we had a good time. So things are good. Been with Doc Sports now, 2 years in August. So that's been an interesting change compared to what I was doing before, how I was doing before, I should say. And so we're just moving forward, and life's not too bad, especially here in Phoenix. Everybody, who doesn't love it when it's 107 degrees outside?
Hey, we were talking off air last week, and I said I was in Vegas last week. It was 105. So, but I think at that time it was like 115 in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yes. Yeah. We set a record, 5 consecutive days of 115 or higher. Well, and I'll tell you what, I'm all good. Okay. When it's 110 or less, but when it gets 111, it's basically like putting your head in the oven.
Yeah. Well, people from the East Coast who've never been out that way don't realize it's not like if it was approached 100 degrees here, it would be like 130 in Arizona, because it's an arid climate. It's a dry heat. And, here it gets like today, Doug, it was 92 degrees here in Western New York, and you can cut how thick the air felt with a knife, so big difference there. In any event, those of you who are not familiar with Doc Sports, you need to really do your homework, because they've been around forever and a day. And Wade does a great job with all his staff there, Doug being one of the staff. Great handicappers on that site. And I know, Doug, you've been doing awful well this year, and you do put out your own videos for Docs. And I know that I follow you. I really enjoy those videos, and I pick up a lot of good stuff from you. And at the end of the day, you've done really well with those free pick videos as well. So tell the folks a little bit about that as well.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you and I both go back a long ways in terms of doing, individual videos as well. So, we kind of know the drill, and obviously the key is just to kind of be yourself. That's how people get to know you, and they kind of learn to either like or dislike you in either case. But it's gone well. It's always been enjoyable. I've never been afraid to be in front of a camera. Years ago, I did when I was in the golf business, I did all my own camera work and commercials back in those days. So there's nothing there. Am I a polished professional? Is CNN or ESPN going to call me? Nope. But that's okay. I'm good with it. I do what I do. And, as far as the Docs thing, like yourself, had different parts of the season has gone extremely well. Baseball in particular of late, Ross, has been fantastic. 62 and 34 recently in baseball since May 9th. So what is that? 7 weeks, I think that is, we're in on that. As far as the units are great. Now, Doc's unit system's a little bit different, but with a record like that, I think anybody can well imagine that it's going extremely well that way. And, Stanley Cup playoffs have been great. 13-3 run on those. And NBA, NBA's tough. I don't care what anybody says. I know. We've both been through some of the wars of the NBA, but have held up well for 4 months now. 64 and 45. So wow, I'll take that all
impressive.
All
absolutely.
the time. So it's good.
Now, how about those numbers over 60%? And folks, I know a lot of you out there say, what do I need you for? I do 60% on my own. Tell you what, call me, send $10,000, or I'll put 10,000 in a bank, and you put 10,000 in a bank. We'll give it to an arbiter. And if you go 60% over the next 2 months and you're not doing this for a living, you could take the money, because it's not easy. Okay. And we're not giving out big chalks, folks. You don't need us for that. And what I mean by that, in baseball and hockey, You know, you get some guys that give out a steady diet of 160s, 170 favorites. Again, those kind of win percentages could be askew because you could lose a game at minus 200. It takes you 3 winners in a row to just be at a profit after that. And that's not what we do. You know, on occasion, maybe if you like something a lot, you do so. But those are few and far between. And Doug, speaking of the Stanley Cup playoffs, we're recording right now on Monday. Game one is going to be tonight between Montreal and Vegas. And what a surprise, or Montreal and Vegas. That series just
Almost.
got done. I thought Vegas was going to be in the finals, but Montreal and Tampa Bay, the defending Stanley Cup champion, Lightning taking on the very surprising Montreal Canadiens. Any early thoughts on that, Doug, as far as the series itself goes?
Yeah, I
Does
mean,
Montreal have any chance? Is where I
oh,
guess.
well, I think they prove it. They clearly have a chance. I mean, the amazing part to me is that, they had the 18th best record. So in theory, they shouldn't have even been in based on that. So they get in, they lose 8 of their last 9 regular season games. They're down 3-1 in their opening series, going on the road to Toronto. Yeah. And they've been almost unbeatable since. Yeah. And the thing that they've done that impresses me the most, besides their speed, okay, and Carey Price, their goaltender, has just been lights out. But what they do, they jump on teams. I think during the streak, they've only have not scored first twice in their games, and so they just jump on teams. And if it's late, okay, they're going to win the game in overtime. I mean, they have proven that. Yeah. Now, is their personnel even close to Tampa Bay's? No. Okay. But you know what? We've seen before. You get 2 goal scorers, maybe 3, a hot goaltender, and they have stopped 30 consecutive power plays, Ross.
Wow.
30.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
well, they're going to be
a game changer.
They're going to be tested in the series because Tampa Bay is one of the best power plays, if not the best power play in the NHL, especially during the postseason, Doug. They've been clicking on all cylinders, but you're right. You know, it shocked me. I never realized until I was watching the game the other night when an announcer brought it up that Carey Price has never been to a Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
You know, you think of the NHL, you think of the Montreal Canadiens, all the championships they won, you tend to forget they haven't been there since 1993. Yeah. That's really hard for me to wrap my head around. But, Carey Price gets a shot, and boy, oh boy, he's carried him too. Cole Caulfield, what a nice addition he is, coming off the campus of the University of Wisconsin. It's real. What do you have, 4 goals in the Western Conference final, or the Western Conference final? What do you call it? The semifinal, the way things are this year.
Year.
So yeah, that's I look forward to it. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Montreal, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say they're going to win the series, but I think if they don't win it, they're going to make it a lot more interesting than a lot of experts think. And they're going to make it a lot more interesting than Tampa Bay fans and personnel are going to be comfortable with. Let's put it that way. So
yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of 1-goal games, or if it's not 1 goal, it's going to be, it's 1 goal going into the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If they're trailing, for example. So looking forward to it, Ross. I agree with you 100% there.
So anything else that comes to your mind, any kind of topic in the world of sports betting you'd like to discuss?
Here's something I came across from a betting standpoint is that I just went and looked at the World Series odds, just for curiosity's sake and what have you. And I guess I was surprised to see is that San Francisco is listed 8th.
Okay? Yeah.
San Francisco has the best record in baseball. They have the best run differential in baseball, yet they're 8th. Now, I'm sorry, they have the 3rd best run difference. I said best, 3rd best run, the best record. But here's the thing is that, I can go along with the Dodgers and Astros being ahead of them. Okay. World Series champions, lots of experience, okay, and recent experience, I should say. But the Mets, the Padres, the White Sox, and the Yankees.
Yeah. Yeah, the Yankees.
Wow, I don't get it.
I just think no matter, the Yankees are like the Dallas Cowboys. There's always going to be that contingent of people that are going to bet on them, regardless if they're 5 games below 500 in the middle of September, they're going to bet on them to win it all, Doug. Some kind of magic's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, I like the Giants. Boy, oh boy, they've been a real big surprise. Not so much that they're winning, but the degree of which they're winning. I mean, they've been dominant at portions of the season. Their bullpen has been solid. They've been really good at home, and the power that they've shown throughout that lineup really has been impressive to me. Buster Posey coming back with a nice year after sustaining that terrible injury. So yeah, I agree. What's the futures odds on him, Doug? Do you remember off the top of your head? I know
It was plus 1,800, like I said, which was which was
18 to
eighth.
1, so
Yeah, I mean it's and I get the point that Kevin Gossman and I'm going to blow this guy's name, Anthony Discofani. I get they're not, they have not been stars in the past, and now they're pitching like they have never in their career. I
yeah.
get it. Okay, so when you get in the playoffs, those types of things, but they got 8 guys that are 30 years or older. Some of those guys were part of at least 2 of the World Series that they won in the last decades. And I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to win the World Series, but boy, I tell you what, in terms of value,
Yeah,
plus 1,800 on them,
absolutely. I agree
I'm looking in that
wholeheartedly.
direction.
Yeah, exactly. And Anthony DeSclafani, who is making a start tonight against the Dodgers, as a matter of fact. I mean, he wasn't very good with the Reds, but in his defense, he pitched in that bandbox in Cincinnati, which is a hitter's ballpark, a lot more spacious in San Francisco. He'll be tested tonight, though, because I was looking at the numbers, and I don't want to get into, by the time you guys watch this video, the game's probably over. But looking at that, I don't like the matchup for him tonight because he hasn't done well against the Dodgers. As a matter of fact, he got bombed earlier this season. I think he gave up his worst outing of the year by far. He gave up 10 earned runs against them. And the Dodgers, you can't discount them. The Yankees, look, they got great pitching, but unless Stanton and Judge are clicking at the same time, that team isn't doing anything offensively. And Doug, the bottom line is you got 4 or 5 guys in that lineup that are hitting in the 220s to 190s. And you just can't win like that. I don't care how good your pitching is. So, yeah, I agree with you, Doug. I think San Francisco at those type of odds, you can't ignore that. And if you're a guy who likes to take a shot, this is a legitimate shot. This isn't some fan betting on San Francisco because they're a diehard fan. This is 2 guys telling you that this team is for real, and at those odds are definitely worth a shot. Doug, in any event, let's touch upon our free pick, and
Okay.
I believe you got one for us, so I'm going to let you take it away.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. All right, so let's. The Minnesota Twins are at the Chicago White Sox. Now, the White Sox come into this one. They in their last 3 series, they have not won any of them. They had 1 split, but they lost 2. So 0-2-1. They're back home. They're in first place. They've had a very good year. They've lost some guys, but they're starting to get some guys back. But they just haven't clicked lately. Now, Minnesota has been a major disappointment. Okay, this year. Now, but when you're 28th in runs allowed, okay,
Yeah.
you're going to have some troubles. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just not real rocket science to figure some of that out here. So I think that's held them back. Their offense is churning a little bit, but they've won 7 out of 10. So there's some positive signs, at least for the Twins. Now they're going with Ober as their starting pitcher on Tuesday, and he is a younger pitcher who has pitched actually better on the road. His ERA is under 2 on the road. Now I'm only talking of a couple of starts.
Yeah.
Again, he's only made 5 starts as a major league pitcher, but he's just done better. So it seems like he gets a little too excited at home. Offense is better, but when I look at that team, then I look at their bullpen. Okay, their bullpen is troublesome. 22nd in ERA in Major League Baseball. That's an issue. They got 20 losses coming out of the bullpen this year. Now, like I said, the White Sox had some problems, and they're starting Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is talk about a guy that's got a home road dichotomy. Well, he fits the bill. Got an ERA over 6 on the road, and his ERA at 35th in Shields on the south side, 1.63. Okay, he has just been fantastic. And in those 7 starts he's had, the White Sox have won 6 of them. So for my money at minus 140, I got the White Sox on Tuesday. I don't know what they're going to do on Monday, but I'm good with them on Tuesday, Ross.
So Doug Upstone likes the Chicago White Sox on Tuesday with Dylan Cease on the mound, minus 140 over the Twins with Ober. And the White Sox have been good at home, though. Okay, when they've
Yeah.
struggled, they struggle on the road. And you mentioned that home and away dichotomy, and it reminds me of when Lindy Ruff used to be the coach here in Buffalo, which is not far away from me. And excuse me, when he used to play for the Sabres back in the old days, Doug, and they would call him. He amassed some penalty minutes when he was here,
Yep.
but a lot of those penalty minutes came at home, so they used to call him Ruff at home and Lindy on the road. Anyway.
There we go.
Yeah,
Clever.
I
I like
figured
it.
you would enjoy something like that. It's right up your alley. Anyway, so I'm going to look at this game here. I'm going to look at the Doug mentioned Kevin Gausman, and lo and behold, that's the game I'm looking at with Kevin Gausman on the mound at the LA Dodgers tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'm looking at the total on this game, which is 7. Doug mentioned the offensive firepower that San Francisco has. We all know that LA Dodgers have offensive firepower. Now, having said that, you would think that I'm going to like the over. Well, that's not the case. I'm looking at a very low number for two teams that are offensively explosive. Now, there's got to be a reason for that. Walker Buehler is on the mound for the LA Dodgers. He's been terrific this year in 15 starts with a 2.51 ERA and a 0.92 WHIP. And as a matter of fact, in May and June, he's been really good, as opponents have only hit 177 as a team against Walker Buehler. Now, Kevin Gausman, Doug, if you take away his opening start of the year, this guy's been incredible. Even with that terrible opening start of the year, we're looking at a guy with a 1.49 ERA and 0.77 WHIP in 15 starts. That's well beyond what he's ever done in his career. And we both know, right? When you see a pitcher like this that you haven't seen put up those kind of numbers with this big a sample size, usually they'll continue on with that year. And then the following year, they usually fall off a cliff. But I'm not willing to throw him off a cliff yet. I think he comes up with a good performance. I like both of these bullpens. And I'm going to go under the total of 7 in the San Fran LA Dodger game. And folks, you could find me at rbwins.com. And I am currently number 4 in the country in the NBA, according to Sports Capping. I was number 2 up until a couple of days ago, Doug, so I'm a little pissed off about that. Anyway, and number 12 in Major League Baseball, my top plays are 62 and 41. That's my 10-star top plays, equivalent to a best bet. One of the picks that Doug gives out that are up there in units. So we're doing well all the way around in baseball and the NBA, but I do agree the NBA playoffs have been tough. They're really tough, as a matter of fact. Doug, you see a lot. I don't recall teams blowing 20-point leads in the NBA. Not only 20-point leads, 20-point leads in the second half, like we saw this particular postseason. But again, Doug, remind the folks where they could find you, what you have on tap, what your subscription plans are, and we'll go from there.
Okay, Ross, real simple. It's just like it sounds. Doug Upstone, Upstone, and I'm at Doc Sports. You can see this picture. Get this mug right there. It's right on the homepage. Just click on that. Doc's primarily what they have, of course, daily. They have weekly and they have monthly subscriptions, so you can follow them. All are reasonably priced. And in the case here, what they do, if I have one play or if I have 5, it's one price. It's real simple. So that's added value for you too when you stop by there. So again, like I said, I've been doing well in baseball, doing very well in hockey lately, and the NBA having one of those years. I'm very happy. For me, I don't know about you, Ross. Anytime I'm in the black in the NBA, I'm happy. Okay, so that's a done deal for 2020 or 2021. So here we go, and hey, looking forward to it. And hey, tonight. Now, speaking of different things to watch, that Suns Clippers game tonight. See if the Suns can do it. I mean, this town's on fire right now with what's going on here.
You're right in the midst of it.
Yeah. So everybody is excited here, and
rightfully so.
It got everybody united, which is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's Doug Upstone at DocSports.com. You can find me at RBWins.com reviewing, folks. Doug likes the Chicago White Sox on Tuesday, -140 over Minnesota. I like on Tuesday the San Francisco Giants, LA Dodgers to go under 7. Until next Monday, for Doug Upstone, I'm Ross Benjamin. God bless. Take care and good luck with all your picks, folks.